Good morning. Danya Sperry here, spokesperson for Aubriana Rose. Last week we discussed a few different topics, one of which was when we are faced with a critical time in our life, we are faced with a potential crossroads. And whether we go right or left or straight forward, it's our choice. And it's our choice to set the pace that feels most comfortable for ourselves. And as I mentioned last week, we really truly set the pace for how much medicine on our healing journey we want to take on. Do we take it on fast, or do we take it on lovingly at a pace that's comfortable for us? I'm going to read a chapter from Learning to Fly, opening chapter of the second book of Aubriana Rose's. And the chapter is called Watercolor Memories. Now see if any of this, what we're going to be reading, touches home with you. And please keep in mind that these books, the trilogy, it is a true story of Aubriana's life and how she was able to overcome one tragedy after another and become an amazingly vibrant, healthy, beautifully loving individual with so much laughter and goodness. So, Watercolor Memories. Days blended one into the other like droplets of rain gathering on a window pane. Down, down, down they swirled and spiraled into a confused and fluid world. Silently, I pondered, where am I going? Is this it? Really? This is my life? Where am I going? Where am I going? Soggy thoughts nagged the corners of my mind. By 3 a.m., the warm, soothing effects of sleep had not yet relaxed my tense, pregnant body. As I sunk deeper into the mattress, one solitary thought penetrated my mind. Somewhere in the midst of sanity and plummeting deeper into a terrified state, I had to remind myself of what had transpired only a few hours earlier. My meltdown rattled a new direction within me. My entire body ached for love and acceptance. In short, I was overwhelmed until a warm, soothing presence relaxed me and silently assured me that all would be okay. At that very moment, it sparked a pivotal transformation, a new sprouting in my life. Of course, I had absolutely no clue of what I was embarking upon. It was somewhere in that moment, while my exhausted body lay altered in the dark, a sliver of light touched my heart. It was a feeling I recognized, a feeling that could not be disregarded as though it was yesterday's headline news and now laying at the bottom of my trash can. This small fragment requested my attention with just the tiniest sparkle. When a person reaches a crossroads, is there a forgotten fragment of awareness hidden deeply within us that awaits our willingness for growth? Was my actual breaking down a metaphoric crack in my life? A crack that allowed something to shift into a new direction? Was the crack a new piece within me? In other words, was this new crack ready to be opened? Did I hold the key all along? Was I the only one who knew how to unlock it? Despite my unanswered questions, this new opening was terrifying. A piece of me that had never been challenged for growth. I sat pondering the debilitating fear of what would happen if I unlocked the door and peered inside. What would happen? Surely I would plummet into frigid waters and merge into the unknown and uncharted territory. It was from that frozen vantage point of awareness that a sliver of feathery light settled silently upon me. So we are touching a little bit, we're kind of doing a little bit of a carryover through last week's on the frightening aspects of change, because we become so accustomed to a life of crazy. And the thought of changing or possibly leaving a religion, in which case Aubriana did, a religion that impacted her life on mostly negative levels. A little bit of it was good levels, but most of it was negative levels. She left a religion that had indoctrinated a lot of fear in her and a lot of judgment. Now, was it easy for her to leave a religion that she had grown up with as a baby up until her 40s? No, it was terrifying to leave a religion that had indoctrinated their belief into her blood system, into her soul. She also left a very abusive marriage. She was faced with an enormous amount of fear. However, she set the pace and she overcame it. And of course, as I've mentioned before, she teaches the tools in all 3 of her books of how she overcame her adversities and is in a position in life now where she's helping motivate, inspire, and help people to be the best that they can. And she especially loves working with children. There's nothing that makes Aubriana's face light up more than when she can work with children. So we've touched a lot on meditation, which is really truly one of the most important aspects of staying calm. It is helping us get in touch with the inner landscape and pull one weed out of our garden at a time. We have the potential to have an absolutely stunning, gorgeous garden, whatever we want to put in it, okay? Of course, we're using this as a symbolic. Here we have this gorgeous garden that's just filled with weeds and unpruned trees and flowers that are choked out with all of these weeds. So this being the illustration of ourself, it's not like we can pull out thousands and thousands of weeds, and we definitely don't want to use weed killer. I'll say no more as far as sprays. We want to pull one weed at a time. Some will pull up so quick, we'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to pull up the next weed. And others might take months or even years to get down to the very deep, deep, deep embedded root at the core of who we are, and slowly unravel that root and be able to slowly pull it up and out with integrity for ourself and setting the pace for us. So I encourage you, please, to do 5 to 10 minutes of meditating 2 to 3 times a day, especially now. People are home. We have the time to be doing this. None of us are alone. We are all in this together to learn from this, to set the pause button, to really, truly bring into our family life a foundation that's healthy, healing, and loving. So, at any rate, thank you again. Aubriana is overwhelmed with gratitude for the responses that she's getting. And I am so honored to be able to represent Aubriana. And I want you all to know how much we love you. And we look forward to speaking with you next week, my beautiful soul family. Bye. Mwah.